Right now, as you're watching this, there's a second brain inside your body making decisions about how you feel. And I'm not being poetic here. I mean this literally. 3 months ago, I had what I thought was a panic attack in the middle of a coffee shop. Heart racing, couldn't breathe, felt like I was losing my mind. My therapist said anxiety. My doctor said stress, maybe get more sleep. And I tried everything. Meditation apps, journaling, cutting caffeine, the whole mindset routine. Nothing worked. And then I stumbled onto research that completely changed how I understood what was happening to me. Turns out, I was looking in the completely wrong place. You have over 500 million neurons wrapped around your gut. Scientists actually call it your second brain. And here's the part that blew my mind. This thing produces over 95% of your body's serotonin. You know, the chemical that controls your happiness, your calm, your entire emotional state. So if you've been feeling anxious lately, or depressed, or just emotionally all over the place, and you've been blaming your mindset, your willpower, your lack of discipline, you might be missing what's actually going on. The real problem might be in your gut. Stick with me because I'm going to show you exactly what I learned, what the science actually says, and the 7 things I did that finally made a difference. Some of these are going to sound weird. One of them involves humming. Just trust me on this. Let's start with something that sounds absolutely insane until you see the proof. Your gut has what's called the enteric nervous system. Basically, a whole network of brain cells in your stomach. Michael Gershon, a professor at Columbia University, spent 30 years studying this thing. He literally wrote a book called The Second Brain, and what he proved is that this network of cells in your gut is so complex that it can work completely on its own. It doesn't even need your actual brain to function. Your gut has its own mind. Now here's where it gets really interesting, and this is the part that made me rethink everything. Your gut and your brain are connected by this nerve called the vagus nerve. Think of it like a telephone line. It runs from your brainstem all the way down to your stomach. 80% of the calls on this line go up, from your gut to your brain. Not the other way around. Your brain isn't telling your gut what to do. Your gut is telling your brain how to feel. Harvard, Johns Hopkins, Stanford, all major universities are saying the same thing now. Your gut directly controls your mental health. A few years ago, this would have sounded like pseudoscience. But now? This is mainstream medicine. Researchers have known this for years, and doctors are finally catching up. So if your gut is this powerful, the obvious question is, what breaks it? And honestly, it's just modern life. Ultra-processed food is the big one. There was a study that followed over 100,000 people and found that for every 10% increase in junk food they ate, their depression risk went up. These foods kill the good bacteria in your gut. They create swelling and irritation, and your brain reads that as danger, which you feel as anxiety or heavy feeling. Chronic stress is the second one. When you're constantly stressed, your body pumps out a hormone called cortisol, and cortisol literally damages your gut lining. It creates tiny holes in your gut wall. Basically, bad stuff starts leaking from your gut into your bloodstream, crosses into your brain, and boom, depression, anxiety, brain fog. Then antibiotics. Just one round can wipe out 30% of your gut bacteria. And people who've taken multiple rounds have much higher rates of anxiety and depression. I'm not saying don't take antibiotics when you need them, but we've been way too casual about this. Bad sleep messes it up. Your gut bacteria actually have their own internal clock, just like you do. Just 2 nights of bad sleep can change your gut bacteria significantly. And this last one surprised me. Lack of nature. Being outside, touching soil, being around trees, it actually increases the variety of bacteria in your gut. Our super clean, indoor, sanitized lives are starving our gut of what it needs. Okay, so what do we actually do about this? Here's what worked for me. I tried these and actually felt better. Some worked faster than others. First thing, eat 30 different plants per week. I know that sounds like a lot, but the American Gut Project, a study of over 10,000 people, found something simple. People who ate 30 different plants per week had way healthier gut bacteria than people who ate only 10. Vegan or meat eater, didn't matter. Variety was everything. Vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, beans, whole grains, herbs, spices, they all count. I started keeping a list on my phone and just checking them off. You'd be surprised how fast you can hit 30 when you're counting basil, oregano, different types of berries. Second, add fermented foods every day. This one was hard for me at first because I hate kimchi, but a Stanford study in 2021 found that eating fermented foods increased gut health and decreased swelling in the body. Kimchi, sauerkraut, yogurt, kefir, miso, kombucha. Even small amounts daily made a huge difference in just 10 weeks. I started with plain yogurt and kefir in smoothies. Once you get past the taste, it's actually easy. Third, and this is the weird one I mentioned, turn on your vagus nerve on purpose. Remember that telephone line between your gut and brain? You can make it stronger. Here's how. Cold water at the end of your shower for 30 seconds. Not an ice bath, just turn it cold for the last half minute. This activates that nerve. And here's the weird one. Humming or singing. That nerve runs right through your vocal cords. I felt ridiculous at first, but I do it in the car now. Nobody knows. And it works. Better emotional control, less anxiety, more resilience. Number 4, eat foods that feed your good bacteria. Everyone talks about probiotics, the actual bacteria. But prebiotics might actually be more important. These are what feed your good bacteria. Think of it like fertilizer for a garden. Garlic, onions, asparagus, bananas, oats. When your good bacteria eat these, they produce special chemicals that directly improve your mood. Fifth, cut out fake sugar. This one hurt because I was drinking diet soda every single day. But research showed that fake sweeteners like the ones in diet drinks mess up your gut bacteria. They kill the good ones, help the bad ones grow. I switched to sparkling water with a little fruit juice. Took about 2 weeks to stop missing the diet soda, and honestly, my energy leveled out after I quit. Sixth, move your body, but don't overdo it. Moderate exercise, 30 to 45 minutes of walking, cycling, or lifting, increases the variety of bacteria in your gut. A 6-week study found that regular exercise changed people's gut bacteria to produce more of those mood-boosting chemicals. But extreme exercise can actually damage your gut. More isn't always better. I just walk most days. That's it. And 7th, protect your sleep like it's sacred. Aim for 7 to 9 hours. Keep the same sleep schedule even on weekends. Reduce screen time 90 minutes before bed. Keep your room cool, around 65 to 68 degrees. Your gut bacteria repair and reset during deep sleep. Without it, they literally can't do their job. This was the hardest one for me, but also the one that made the biggest difference. Let me wrap this up with something important. For years, I treated my anxiety like it was all in my head. Just think positive. Change your mindset. Push through it. Be tougher. What I learned is that emotions aren't just coming from your brain. They're coming from your gut, traveling up through that nerve, and then your brain turns them into anxiety or sadness or anger. If the source is broken, no amount of positive thinking will fix it. It took me about 6 weeks of doing these things before I noticed a real shift. Less anxiety, better mood, more stable emotionally. And I'm not saying I'm cured or that this is some magic solution. I still have bad days. But the bad days don't spiral like they used to. You have 2 brains. And the one you've probably been ignoring, the one in your gut, might be the one that needs your attention most. If this opened your eyes to something, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more videos that bridge real science with practical stuff you can actually use. And drop a comment. Which of these 7 are you going to try first? I'm curious. See you in the next one.